Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Intan Nanzila and my ID number is 18 21 22 039 and I'm from class B. Here I'd like to continue the material about how do we assess with the chapter is what should portfolio guidelines include. First, we are discuss about what should portfolio guidelines include. Alright, guidelines for a portfolio begin with the intended learning outcome for a course. The guidelines for a portfolio should be aligned with and reflect the learning outcomes. Guidelines are typically communicated to students by defining the sections that are required for portfolio development. Explain why they have chosen specific work for inclusion in the portfolio as evidence of their learning. They are articulating their understanding of what constitutes quality, what is to be valued, and explaining why. As teachers, we can develop this understanding if from time to time we arrange for portfolio conference with our students as individual or groups. The portfolio conference allow us to guide and support our student learning. We can discuss the accumulating evidence of their writing and ask them to explain why they made the selection of specific work for inclusion in the portfolio and what they intend the selection to illustrate about their development. We can use this conversation with our students to inform our next steps in teaching. Alright, we are moved to the next slide. Is about recognizing both the benefits and challenges of portfolio assessment. It is important to note that while the potential of portfolio assessment is well recognized, the challenges are also a matter of record. The first one is paper and binder or folder-based portfolios can be bulky and difficult to manage. There are issues of who should keep them. The example, should they be stored in the school for safekeeping, or should students be responsible for them? And then the second one is some of these challenges may be addressed by the use of e-portfolios if we are teaching in contexts that have rich technological support. It is now possible to store scanned digital document in students' e-portfolio for the duration of a course, or in some cases, over a year of student development is in a program. E-portfolios are more convenient to use. Increased access, can use systematic and attractive format, and store vast amounts of data that can be easily updated and reviewed. And the next is teachers may be challenged in controlling or managing the communication and activity that is required for a portfolio approach. And then the next is teachers may feel they need to work harder to use the approach, because this assessment strategy may be new to many students. Teachers need to actively support their students' understanding of the approach by being explicit as to why it is being used, the benefits to students, and the necessity of engaging in the work required for the portfolio over the entire period of the course. And the next is when students misunderstand the purpose of a portfolio approach, they may undermine its impact. And the last is One of the most challenging issues in portfolio assessment is how to mark them. And here is an example of self-evaluation form. You can see that some of the question in portfolio, like the first question, like what is the strength of this piece, and then what is the weakness of this piece, and then what did I learn while writing this piece, and so on. You can read with yourself. And the portfolio also provide a content for the development of peer assessment. Peer assessment as a form of getting feedback for classmates may serve as another benefit to develop student critical thinking, an essential part of academic students at all levels of education. Here is an example of a peer assessment form which elicits a student's responses to another student writing. You can see on this slide the form of responding to peer writing. There are student, reader, title of writing, that, and there are some questions for student, like what is the strength of this piece, or does the beginning attract your attention, and so on. Finally, there is the teacher's evaluation, which together with student self-assessment and peer assessment would be effective in promoting improvement in student work. Alright, that's all for me. Thanks for your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.